Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Well, it's afternoon in Australia anyway. Um, so I'm here in front of the camera, supposed to be talking, to tell you about the new gel plate collection that has just been released. So you would have seen the colors, and behind me is a dead giveaway. So as you can see, stunning colors. They are really, really pretty. Like a clear base. Uh, they're relatively thin, so a little bit translucent. Um, but on two coats, you do get decent coverage. So they're good because you can use them in two ways. You can either use them um, to basically do a full coverage nail, or you can use them as like, a fade or something like that. They go on, pretty smooth. So you can give them a light buff afterwards. I did. Just to see, how easy it was to file it, and to get it smooth, like relatively quick. So working in a salon, your top coat, you don't want to have to spend a great deal of time buffing the nails down again to top coat again, but you can just give it a really light buff with the smoother and get it completely flush. I brushed it on. I didn't float it on. So that's another thing. You could try floating it on and maybe getting a more smooth finish, but and obviously a thicker consistency, so less translucent. But have a look at the swatching that I did and the end result, and see for yourself. And then obviously, when you all have a play with it, you'll work out what you're going to end up using it for, or in which way you're going to use it. And I think there are going to be multiple ways you could use this. So they're really, really beautiful colors. They've got like a little bit of an AB, or what's it called? Like an Aurora glitter through it. So it's kind of, yeah, the glitter particles are beautiful. They're very sparkly, very sparkly. There's a bit of, technical, well, I don't even know how to put it, Anyway, let's just get on with the swatching. I'm obviously at a loss for words today. It's been a long week. All right, enjoy the rest of your week, and I hope you enjoy the swatching. Bye for now. Okay, so for the fun bit, the swatching. So the first color I'm going to swatch is Gamma. All right, to show you how it applies. It is thin in consistency, so it's not chunky kind of glitter. The base is quite thin. And if I stretch it out, it's translucent. So you've got like a clear underneath, or obviously the glitter is mixed in with the clear, but it's not super dense. It goes on really smooth. And if I turn it to the side, you'll see it's fairly smooth there. It's just one little bit poking up there. Other than that, it's quite good. So that's one coat of Gamma. I'll pop that in and give it a cure. All right. Got a backup brush today. I'm more organized. This one here is Solar. This one I feel is a little bit more dense, or it seems to be a little slightly more dense, but it could just be the color. So it is still translucent. I would say it's more about the color. As in looking, more solid. So I'm just laying it on really lightly. But you can see it's got a range of other colors kind of shimmering through it. On the side, this one is a little bit lumpier. So the glitter particles, when I say lumpier, the glitter particles tend to stick up a little bit more with this one. But but not a huge amount. So basically, I finished off, when I show you the finished ones, I finished them off with a light buff with the spongy, and then I top coated again. So I top coated, and then I gave them a light buff, and then top coated again. So let me just get my brush ready. This one here is Lunar. Every time I say that, my dog lifts her head, thinking I'm talking to her because her name is Lunar. Okay. So this one is probably more of almost a platinum. It has flecks of other colors going through it. So it's kind of like an AB or an Aurora. And again, fairly smooth. This one is very similar to, what's the first one? Gamma. So quite smooth. Whilst this one does actually, like the little particles of glitter do actually pop up a little, just a little, not a lot. But these are all, as I said, semi-translucent. So let's get the first one out and do the second coat of Gamma, so you can see how opaque it is. Now, it doesn't come up truly opaque, but you do get good coverage on 2 coats. And again, I'm just kind of lightly brushing it over, but I am actually brushing it. I'm not floating it. I suppose if you wanted a more solid finish, you could float it. But if you just want that, you know, glitter effect, don't forget with a natural nail underneath, you're not going to see as much translucent effect coming through. It'll be more opaque. So that's 2 coats. All right, we'll pop that in and do the next one. Again, I've got a Solar. I always remember the Lunar color because, as I said, that's one of my dog's names. So you can see that this one goes on kind of a little bit more solid. And it just pretty much, I think, comes down to the type of glitter particles. So from the side, you'll see that there are some little minor bumps, or little bumps. Now they buff out super smooth. So it's really easy to buff them out. It's not, if, you know, you want to go to that next step, you don't necessarily have to. It really depends on whether you're wearing them and you know, you don't like the feeling of that little bit of an uneven surface, or, you know, if your client likes that more smooth finish, then absolutely just give it a light buff and then go back over it with a top coat and you'll have a perfectly smooth finish. And there you go. So that's Lunar. And it's nice and smooth. And I'm not sure if, I think it's picking up all the flecks of colors going through it. So it's like a true Aurora. It's got, you know, green and pink and gold sort of flecks going through it all. It almost reminds me a little bit of a foil effect, but not as solid. So they're the 3 colors. Now I have actually swatched them already to show you the finished product. So there you go. So we've got our high shine and the matte finish, just to show you the difference in the different finishes. But they're basically, in a nutshell, they're a thin consistency, fairly smooth, translucent based glitter that I would call like an Aurora you know, obviously with coloured tint or colour in it, for the pink one especially. Or what's the actual name is Gamma. It's almost like a rose gold. So you've got all your different Aurora flecks going through it. Although with the gold, it's not as prominent. It's more like copper. There's like a copper fleck going through it, a little bit of silver. But with these ones, with Gamma and with Lunar, you can definitely see the blue, the pink, you know, the copper. So it's got different colors going through it. They're actually really beautiful. So that's it. Okay. Take care, everyone.